So it's really funny because whenever I'm talking to like some of the detailers on the current offer we're doing, I always make the analogy. You ever see the old Tom and Jerry cartoons where the devil Jerry shows up and then the angel Jerry shows up and they're going back and forth fighting? I always look at it with these businesses. You have in our case, the detailer on one shoulder and then the guy in the suit with the other. And they're fighting back and forth because this guy wants to make more profit, but this guy wants it to be completely perfect. And it's about finding that fine line and figuring out essentially where you could cut corners. It sounds terrible, but that's really what it boils down to. So with her prices, I mean, if it's taking her for what, that 4-bedroom, 4-bath, how long is it taking her?
How long is it taking? About 3 hours.
So about 3 hours. So break.
And that's give or take. So it'd be like 2.5. She doesn't do all the rooms or anything like that, but that's pretty standard.
Okay, so her prices, I mean, they're pretty standard across the board, but I mean, it could just be because of where you are in Monroe. I mean, it's a lower, something like this for my 2-bedroom apartment in Tampa, I'm paying $275. So realistically, just based off of the pricing here, I don't think it's that terrible of a pricing, especially since she's just getting started. It's just the key of getting her more customers now. Yeah. And then we could always scale, because I look at it like this. If you have XYZ customers doing whatever she's doing, that pricing, it works out just fine until she starts to get busier. Then she starts to raise her pricing. So then she's starting to exclude those lower class customers. Right. So right now she's taking whatever she can get. So the next key to this is now you're going to have to figure out what your marketing is. Spelled it wrong. Who cares? Maybe I didn't. I wasn't a spelling guy. Anyway, the two different things that we're showing is either doing like a ClickFunnels, which is then you're going to be Google or anything along, and then the long-term strategy is building website, SEO, getting it ranked, et cetera, Google My Business. So I like to start both of them, because the marketing, when you're doing your Google ads, that's going to be more of like your initial customers. You're going to build a landing page. It's going to get you out to, $20 a day in ads, and that'll start bringing in customers almost immediately within probably about a week.
Let me break that down a little deeper.
You're better at this.
So when it comes to marketing right now, you said she has no website. Okay.
No, nothing at all.
The biggest win is going to be, like, if I were to break it down in steps, it would be number one, get a Google My Business. Okay, Google My Business account.
Okay.
That is your hub, because as she needs to go back and literally get reviews from all of her clients that have a great experience, and as those reviews hit,
Which all are 5 stars.
right, but nobody knows that.
Yeah.
If she doesn't have a Google My Business.
Yeah, like if I typed
So
her
you
in
need
right
to get
now.
you need to get them in, because she could rank as the #1 cleaning lady in this region.
Yeah. And you said her business name is literally The Cleaning Lady.
The cleaning.
So if I
lady.
type in Cleaning Lady Rustin,
It could
it's going to
literally
automatically
say
rank
Rustin's
first.
like in the headline when we
Yeah.
do get ads going, it could say Rustin's #1 cleaning lady.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And then the ad, that's the ad.
So I don't want to get too far ahead, but really, can she handle more work?
Not by herself. She needs employees.
No.
Okay.
Right, as of right now, because we travel with ministry.
Okay, so if she can't handle more work, it's like you could build the foundation, but really where we're going to need to focus on is we're
The
going to
hiring.
need to focus on team. Because I always tell people, you have to delegate to elevate to automate.
Yeah.
And you have to start building a team, because if she can't take on more work, then the problem's not marketing, it's not sales, it's
Yeah.
It's
she needs
replicating
another
herself.
person
Yeah.
working with her.
She needs another her.
So we'll go back to that. But what happens is when someone hires someone, normally there's not enough work, so then marketing becomes the bottleneck, right? So with Google My Business, these aren't necessarily in any order, but you want to get to, like, your first goal is to get to 25 reviews, because that's where people are like, okay, that's enough for me to be convinced, like, this person's good at what they do. Because right now, I'm guessing she probably only gets referrals.
Yeah. Word of mouth.
Yeah. Which is
So she
great.
has no online
It
presence.
says she's really good at what she does, but it also says that, she can't talk to someone on the street and they're going to necessarily work with her, because they're like, okay, can you
Show me the-
a
yeah.
portfolio? Like, how do I know you're actually going to do a good job? So that's why you want reviews, because where do you, let me ask you guys, where do you go, and I probably need that because it will make me sound clear. Where do you go? Like anytime you want to try something new, where do you go? You go to Google. If you want to, like, when I was looking for steakhouses, I was looking for steakhouses in this area. What has the best reviews? Okay, what has the best reviews? What are people saying about this place? Anytime you go to a new area, anytime you're trying to get a service you never had, we're always going to Google. Now, some people go to Apple Maps, but the number one search place is Google. It's the largest search engine in the world. Second thing is weekly updates. Okay, what do I mean by that? When you set up your Google My Business profile, every single week you could actually post a picture of the house you worked at, and you could update it. And every time you update it with a bunch of keywords like cleaning near me, best cleaning in Ruston, and that's where we show our clients how to do all the keyword research. So you know what keywords to put back there, because then you're gonna rank for those keywords. Like anytime someone in this area types in cleaning services near me, we want you to show up in that number one position. Yeah. Or cleaning in Ruston. What's another city close by?
Monroe.
Cleaning in Monroe. You could literally, those are keywords. Cleaning in whatever town it is, those are actually keywords, because a lot of people will search that. You know, like hotels in Monroe or hotels in this area. Those are all different keywords according to Google. So with the weekly updates, Google sees you're active. They'll start to push you past your competition in the area. Okay. And within 3 to 6 months, it makes a pretty big difference. Okay. So there's that. And then when customers post reviews, obviously that builds social proof. Now, once you get to about 15 at least reviews, what you want to start doing is initially you want to build, like, honestly, in my opinion, and I don't know if you would fully agree with this, JC, but in my opinion, I don't think you need a professional website right away. I think as long as you had a landing page, at least the way we do it, as long as you have a... What's that?
The landing page isn't even going to start picking up organically like that, but
it's not.
For people to be
but you don't, we don't get customers from our professional website. Yeah. We get them from our landing page. Right. So I rather send people to what's going to make my business money. And with my landing page, if you guys want to pull it up, it's oasisdetailmd.com, so you can see what I'm talking about. Oasis Detail MD as in Maryland, .com, and what you'll see there is an example of our landing page, because we send all of our traffic to, we send all of our traffic to that landing page, and with all these people going to it, it tells Google like this is a popular page, and it actually is ranking organically a little bit day by day. And it might not make all the difference in a week or 6 months, but a year, 2 years, 5 years, I could be the best, website in town. And so the reason I say landing page is because when you send traffic to something, your whole goal is to get their info. And when you have a big website, what are people doing? They're shopping around, what's the prices of his surface? They're clicking on, the about page, all this stuff. But with the funnel, they see the headline, they see the call to action, and then they see all the proof. Like, I got reviews on there, I got pictures of customers' cars, and I'm pushing request your free quote. Yeah. I'm trying to get them on a phone so my sales guy could sell them. And here's the cool thing, when people go on Google, it's intent-based, right? The difference between Google and Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, is when you look for something on Google, you're intentionally searching for it. You already want it. When you are on Meta, you're just scrolling. What are people doing? They're sitting on the toilet scrolling until their thumb bleeds. They're scrolling all day long. And you need to run an ad that's gonna grab their attention, right? So you'll actually have a higher close rate from Google than you would on Meta, because people aren't, on Meta searching per se for getting their house clean. Like, nobody's, let me go to Facebook and see if I can find a plumber in town. They're going to Google, right? But if you have a plumbing ad and someone sees it and they're like, man, I've been delaying on getting my toilet fixed for the last 2 months, I might as well just do it now. I saw the ad, right? You just got them at the right time. The other thing that's cool is one of our guys, for ceramic coatings, he spends about $100 per conversion, so $100 per lead. But again, these people are looking for that. And, you know, one lead resulted in over $20,000 worth of work. Think of it like this, right? Think of it like this. So if all you're doing is relying on word of mouth, I have to come clean your house, I do a good job, you tell someone. But when I launch ads and I get someone to come to me, now they're the ones referring me. I don't need to get referrals, but they're the ones referring me. And then because I have my marketing bringing all these people in, instead of it just staying in friend groups, it's actually going further out. So referral becomes very effective. That's why, you know, Richard's a perfect example. He was so good at marketing, but because he had a terrible product, after he got to $1 million a month, I mean, his reputation's destroyed.
Yeah.
And he's still making money, but he'll never make as much as he could have if he just really developed a good product initially. You know, so that's why when people tell me like, man, I'm doing 4 to 6K a month with referrals, I'm like, that's incredible. That means you actually do a really good job. You know, for someone to recommend your service says a lot about it, right? So the landing page, the whole goal, there's 2 goals I have for my landing page for a service-based business. My first goal is I want conversion, or really the better way to say it, can you find an eraser for me? The better way to say it is I want opt-ins and I want phone calls.
You'll see the CTAs that are on there. There's 2 driving ones. I mean, top right you'll have phone number and then request a quote.
Really, I want them on the phone because we're gonna close them. And then let me put it this way. I've had a lot of people who have agencies, like even in Brandon's program, all they know how to do is run meta ads.
Yeah.
And most of them, it's only Instagram. And there's actually 3 other people showing people how to scale their car detailing, but all they know is meta ads. They have no idea. Like, this is actually the most important for a service-based business. This is the blood.
Right now we're spending anywhere from
Meta's a
$6,000
bonus.
month. Perfection.
But I don't want to go too deep in the weeds here. The point is this. You need to Google My Business. That's the most important thing. You want to have a landing page so that people could click to your website and they're going to enter their info. And then you probably pulled up the wrong one. It's fine. We'll tell you after.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too deep on that.
It's like something Russian.
Yeah, you're at the wrong site for sure. You might just exit out of it so they don't steal your info. Okay, so number 1 is Google My Business, you know, then landing page, and then launching search ads, right? Normally you want to start these on a $25 a day budget. And here's the thing. It's a higher cost per lead. Like, I could go on Facebook, I could get $5 leads all day long, but because they're not like intentionally wanting that service, it's a way lower close rate. So Google's, you know, you're looking at like $20 to $30 per conversion, but our average cash, like I was saying, is about $360 or so dollars overall per client, right? So it's like, you know, it's still profitable. Like, we'll see a 7 to 10x ROAS at that. But the reason it's a hot, and I'm going deep on that because I know a lot of you probably, you know, focus on Instagram and Facebook advertising, which sometimes you could,
None
yeah.
of them know how to run ads.
Okay.
So most of this isn't making much sense.
Okay,
I
got it.
know a little
Caden
bit.
knows a little bit. Hunter's ran a few ads, but
But my point is this, on Meta, it's always going to be cheaper leads because it's interest-based ads and they're less quality.
yeah.
Okay,
People are
less
inquiring.
quality.
Yeah,
Yep.
they some of these people, they've never even heard of it before, and they go, oh, "This looks cool," and then they realize
It's
what
pretty
the price
much
is,
like
and
Google.
Nurture.
Google people are looking for you. Facebook, you're looking for them.
So tell me this: should we still do word of mouth with this?
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, word of mouth is going to happen whether you like it or not.
This is just gonna. This is like, this is just gonna give you the predictability, so you're not worrying where your next client's coming
This is
from.
going to allow you to get more customers, so then you can actually, the word of mouth is then branching out even
So
further.
the way search ads look is you don't pay unless people are actually searching up that keyword.
Yeah.
Right?
They
That's
have to
why
click.
with the ads you have to do all of this keyword research. It actually takes a few hours to set it up
Yeah.
correctly. It's a lot harder to get the ads going on Google. But once you get them up and running, you don't always like it's not like Facebook where you're always split testing and all this stuff. You can do it, but you don't need to do it nowhere near as much. My thing is this, I just want to paint a big picture because I don't want to just get stuck on ads. Because ads is part of the equation, but if you don't have a good sales process, then ads mean nothing, right? So when it comes to sales, I'll
The
let,
sales lady.
huh?
She's not the sales type. She has no convincing.
It doesn't
You
matter.
don't even need convincing.
Here's the thing, JC is actually really good at sales for service like based businesses. Like he closes people on anywhere from $300 to $10,000 detailing packages.
I closed a guy on a $9,000 ceramic coating in 10 minutes.
But again, remember, if you have the right sales framework and that person is coming from Google, they're already looking.
These are now you just have to figure out why you're the best person to actually get into their house.
But that's why we want the social proof, the landing page. People need to see the quality of work. They need to see that other people are raving about you because then they're like, that's where they're warm. Like, okay, this seems like a solid business,
What
right? Because
do
if
you
you
do for social proof. Let me ask that.
on that landing page, you'll see
don't
like,
even-
you know, just showing the quality of work, pictures. I put a Corvette on there, you know, an
My
AMG
question was,
Mercedes.
like, with coaching, you do like social proof is you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like showing Brandon with the funnel.
Yeah, you don't need to
the
take
Rolex.
pictures of yourself. You want to take pictures before and after pictures.
Yeah, that's what I was.
You know, before and it looks like a trash dump, and then after, like, man, immaculate.
The biggest issue with a lot of these sales, with any of these service-based businesses, is you call them, they don't answer the phone. You would think it'd be really simple. Answer the phone, you know, talk to them. No one picks up the phone, or if they pick up the phone, it's, hey, what's up? You need to be able to have a professional sounding business, whether it's either going to be, you know, an intro sound, you know, for us, we actually have something that takes you through. Like when you call Walmart, it's like, thank you for calling Walmart. You know who you're calling, right? Setting something up the proper way. So what we actually use, we use something called RingCentral, which is what we built out everything. So if you go ahead and if you want, I can even have you dial it real quick.
It records it automatically as well.
Hello, Ceramic Pro Tampa, this is Juan. But and now I'm recording it, I'm taking notes, everything's set up, Juan Carlos.
Yeah.
But moral of the story is, yeah, everyone shook. He asked me before, he goes, what's your name? I went, JC. He goes, what's it stand for? I'm Juan Carlos. He goes, oh, you're Hispanic.
Hey, real quick, too, I wasn't
Yeah.
I wasn't planning to do this, but I actually want to use this I want to throw this video on my YouTube.
Yeah, we should.
This
We
part.
really should. Okay, so anyway, getting into RingCentral, setting up a proper system that actually is going to capture these people when they're calling, because it's like a shock and awe factor. They're like, they're professional. It gives another level to it, picking up the phone correctly. Now, as soon as you RingCentral, it's $35 a month. And I lost my cap. Yeah, I know. You might have to take a separate offering, but be okay. Anyway, now when you get a lead, there's one thing that there's a study out there. Basically, after 15 minutes, you lose about 60% of interest. So if someone puts in a lead, you got to be on it. Within 15 minutes, they're getting a phone call, a text, and an email. And I have a 3-touch rule. If I'm calling a customer, the first thing I'll do is I'll call them, I'll text them, I'll email. That's 1 touch. I will then call them for the next 3 days, phone call, text, and email, and that's considered 1 touch per time. And then after that, if they don't answer me at all, then I dead lead them. But in that time, you have to be so consistent in being on top of them, because I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a customer. I'll call them one day, forget to call them the next, get on them with the second day, and they're like, oh, sorry, I already booked, and I lost out on $4 or $5 grand.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this, industry-based services, the average sale time isn't first touch, it's second or third.
It's good.
So you might not sell them first time. You may, that's great, but it's going to be in the follow-ups and then also sending them a proper proposal. So, no Zoom, nothing. My average sale time is 10 minutes. So So anytime I'm talking to a customer, all of my calls, 20 minutes is a long time. So if I'm talking to someone, I'll run them through, and this is the basics. Your first thing is to figure out what they're looking for, identify pain points, and then just show them the service that's going to fit their pain points. It's really, really simple. You don't have to, use any type of fancy, trying to get them Yeah.
So this is not like Tristan stuff.
Not even close. Not even close. So when I started doing this, and
I want you to close your eyes.
and I'll tell you, you know how Tristan says,
Close your eyes.
yeah, you know how Tristan says, don't be their friend? The best thing you can do in this case is being their friend.
Because it's reputation.
Because it's reputation based. People don't buy from businesses, they buy from people.
So it's really good.
So if you're going in and you're talking to them, if you and I were having a conversation.
That's all I do for Avengers Failing.
Yeah.
Is that.
Yeah, so if you like, just like we said, we were looking up bovines last night. We were talking about going to bovines. I saw it from the highway. I looked it up on Google and said, wow, this place looks good. You know what final confirmation was? Hey, let's go to Bovines. It's the best restaurant around. So now we have 3 different things. We saw it because they were advertising. We found them on Google, and now we have word of mouth. So word of mouth never dies.
Okay. So with that being said, you need to have great service. You need to have a great marketing system. It needs to be done in excellence for scale. You need to have sales dialed in. Because you need to get to a point where you start focusing on team delegating to elevate, to automate the business, and that is where you get back all of your time, right? So when it comes to detailing, is really there's like 3 critical roles, right? There is the detailer who's like doing the job, and depending on how big you get, there's like the sales rep or receptionist, whatever you want to call them. It's the person who's taking all the calls. These are like the 2 critical roles. And then, there's obviously you, where it's like you're focused on making sure there's the CEO whose function is to make sure everything is working together and efficiently. And so what you need to do is normally with service-based businesses, if you're a one-man show, you get capped at around 6 to 8K a month.
Yeah.
Depending on it, there are some service-based businesses like detailing. I would say the cap is maybe 10, 15K.
Do higher ticket service.
Yeah, because you're doing ceramic, and
And
you
I'm
could.
sure there's a higher ticket offer out there somewhere for home cleaning. There's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is. You could even sell those people. By the way,
Maybe not.
here, listen. Right, check this out. You guys had an air machine. Okay, I'm not going to say the name, but you had an air machine. Hey, man,
yeah.
while we're cleaning your house, do you mind if I just plug my air machine in here? It's going to literally nuke every virus. It's going to nuke all of these disease, N1, whatever they're called, H1N1.
HIV.
Now they feel like their whole home is sanitized.
Yeah.
And if you just for like 30 minutes put on that one feature, what's it called?
Oh, the
that
ozone.
nukes everything?
Oh, the
Ozone. You put on ozone, and guess what? When they come into the house while you're wrapping up, they're like, oh my gosh, my house smells like every virus has died.
It smells like hospital. Do you want your house to smell like a hospital?
So then when you're leaving, you could say, there's 2 things that are going to happen. One, like I'm just giving you an upsell idea,
Yeah.
right?
No,
there's
that one's genius.
There's 1 or 2 things that's going to happen.
Yeah.
She's either, the lady that owns the house is either going to say, hey, where can I get one of those? Or you say, hey, by the way, if you kind of pitch it, and then you just made another $900.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why, like, we work with detailers, and detailers would work with us because we show them exactly how to do all of that.
Yeah.
Like
The
dial
offer-
in your services, your structure, your marketing, your
'cause-
sales, all the scripts, all the frameworks. We literally give our landing page so they could duplicate it and
Yeah.
then just make it their own. But anyway, I don't want to go too deep. The whole idea here is to buy back your time. You need to find what is taking the most of your time and who can you delegate it to.
Yeah, you could play.
Right, so then you
I
need to
can
get
do
another
this.
right, then you need another cleaning lady.
Yeah, you just get a cleaning lady, have her sign an NDA.
But here's the thing, you want to get marketing going first so you know you have a scalable process, because when you hire someone,
They need
if
work.
they don't have work,
Work,
they're
they're
only
gonna
going
quit
to
quick.
they're going to quit pretty quick, So if you're watching this video right now and you want to scale your service-based business to over 10K a month and you love what you saw here today, you're interested, we've helped a lot of people do that. And you could go ahead, click the link below this video, book a call with my team, absolutely free, and we'll see where you're at, where you want to get to. If we feel like we actually could help you get those results, we'll walk you through what that looks like, and I look forward to seeing you there.